everybody, and welcome to Rise of the Podcast. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Kara.
I'm Bernie Sanders. And I'm Brownie.
What is he doing here? That's so much fun.
So nice to have you, Bernie.
As you can
I can't
see,
believe that worked.
As you can see, Bernie was the star of...
Oh, dang,
Oh,
Jeremy.
man.
Get left for Bernie.
He was the star of the inauguration, so we just thought that we had to throw him in there, and that's so cool.
It's hilarious.
So much fun. Thank you, Chris, for doing that. I thought of it earlier in the day, and Chris was able to get Bernie on at the last minute. So
Literally, we were already streaming the whole screen. And Jeremy's like, we need Bernie.
By the way.
Hello.
Oh, who said hi?
That would be David on Twitch.
David's on Twitch now.
Or
That's
somebody
so
else stole his
crazy.
username and just randomly found us.
I wouldn't doubt it.
That's C. Sam Fisher.
Oh, that's David. That's David.
I mean,
all
that's
right.
a very unique gamer tag, so I
I
doubt
love
it'd
it.
be anybody.
David
but
gets
David.
people get the joke, right?
See Sam Fisher?
Well, Sam Fisher stays hidden. He's like a spy, so you see
From,
Sam Fisher. Yeah.
Don't tell me. Why can't I remember
it's
the name?
from a Tom Clancy
It's a
game.
video game.
Splinter
It's a
Cell.
Ghost Oh, dang it.
Splinter Cell.
Dang it.
That's why I don't get it, because I don't think I've ever played any of this one of those ones.
He says I'm everywhere from some other source that didn't show it. I'm assuming YouTube.
I haven't actually talked to David a whole bunch this week, which is really a bummer. I've got to talk to Gabe a couple times. All right, let's talk about Gabe for a second. So, hola, Gabe. Gabriel
Don't
aced
pretend like you can speak
No,
Spanish.
Gabriel aced mi amiga. Mo.
Oh, Amiga is...
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Gabe.
that is
Gabe, just stop watching right now.
that is the hardest part, is getting
Just
the...
cut to my angle, just so he doesn't have to even look at Jeremy.
So I got to turn Bernie off and switch at the same time.
Oh,
It didn't quite work, but...
I was gonna say, what? It was like, it looked like a clean cut to me.
Well,
Yeah, you never called him
Glasses.
back yesterday, Jeremy.
oh, dang it. I was supposed to call him back. But anyway, here's
Bernie had to leave, guys. Sorry.
No, Bernie!
Maybe he'll come back later.
right? So, Gabriel is streaming over on Twitch. I highly recommend you guys go check him out. His streams are absolutely awesome. They're super fun.
And he's incredibly talented.
He's very talented at Star Wars. And then you got to see all the mods that he's done. Chimera did a mod of Moff Gideon with a Darksaber.
Doesn't he also have Chopper?
Yeah, Chopper too, instead of like maybe BB-8 or BB-9E. Super, super cool. But Gabe said he's got big plans for a stream next week. He's going to like up the ante on his stream, and I can't wait to see it. So
Do you feel like you look more or less terrible this week, Jeremy?
I'm further away. I miss my close-up. Baby, come back.
So this is also an autofocus only lens.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
So it's what the camera decides is
I was
focused
gonna say
on.
that's basically my cut. That's
No,
my
but I
angle.
like the size of my old angle.
Oh, Jeremy likes to be just front and center, just on his angle.
Yeah, I think Kara's a little bit closer now.
Oh, I am.
No.
I am closer.
Take it
Why?
back.
It's pretty close. Seizure warning. I locked it out. It's changing too fast.
Funny. But anyway, so I'm excited to see what Gabe's doing for the week.
David said he made a Twitch just to watch Gabe, so...
Yeah, no, it's super fun, and he'll interact with you. But like I said, we hopped on to his stream, and I was playing with those guys the other day. And on Sunday, I played with them for a little bit.
What is Sunday?
It was Sunday. And they all speak English for me, so I definitely want to learn Spanish.
We're
to be
trying.
able to speak back.
Jeremy's definitely has more time in his hands to learn Spanish than I do.
Donde están los pantalones?
Well, it's so much easier to read and then comprehend the sentence than it is to listen to it and comprehend it.
You know what's weird? It's like, like when you're listening to someone speaking in a foreign language and they say like an English word, it just stands out like
Yep.
just giant bold exclamation points.
Yep.
Like there were some Spanish words that took Spanish that just stand out. Like it's like the very beginnings of like conversational comprehension had started by the time I stopped taking the classes. So like somebody will say something like la 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 whatever, and I'm like, oh, I know that word.
Yep.
So it's interesting the way language works.
Yeah.
Well, so Duolingo is the app that we're using. So I've heard of like Rosetta Stone and a couple other ones.
I was
but-
going to ask you what you were using.
Yep, Duolingo. And the thing I like about Duolingo is they've got me dialed in. It's game-based learning. So you like level up your levels and then it gives you stories the more crowns you get. So it's like 4 lessons to level up. And most lessons have like 4 to 5 lessons. So it's like very gamified, very, very fun to use and fun to learn. But what they really got me is that there's a billboard. So other people that start learning a language at the same time of you, it pits you against each other and you can level up your like leaderboard badge 5 times. And so it shows me, so I've got this jerk named Curtis who keeps trying to get
He's
ahead of me.
probably a really nice
And
individual.
Anna is trying to get ahead of me too. And so I'm at the top of my leaderboard right now, and that competitive aspect has helped me stay driven to keep playing the app.
So why didn't you tell me about this?
Ha! Christopher! Oh, no! Is that what you need more competition?
There's
I
a
will
reason he
destroy
didn't
you.
tell David.
But so,
Brad's like, oh, rad, I'm not on my lonesome on Twitch now.
yay.
Twitch buddies.
But yeah, so I've learned like, so apples, la manzanas. Milk is my favorite, la leche. El agua is water. Biblioteca is library. Libro's book.
Pan is bread.
Boligrafo is pen. Pan is bread. Pescado, fish. I'm learning stuff.
Have
She
you,
was a
have you learned
sentence.
your conjugations yet?
So they're tricky because they're also based off of whether you're talking about yourself.
Yeah, if it's first person, group familiar, group
Yeah.
or group informal, group formal, them. Yeah.
No, and well, like so yeah. So then there's like so we'll do drink because drink I actually understand. So if I drink, it'd be yo bebo.
Yep.
If you drink, it's you bebes.
2 bebés.
Oh,
if,
two
if,
bebes.
if you're familiar,
And then
it's 2.
el
Bebé.
bebe. It's because like he drinks. So same word, bebar or whatever is
Yeah.
to drink. And then you got bebo, bebes, and bebe.
So in Duolingo, you earn crystals, and you can buy things with your crystals.
Oh yeah, this is hilarious.
Jeremy decided, for whatever reason, he has to learn how to flirt in Spanish.
Why would you not?
And so he got the flirt lesson in Spanish.
Okay, so Chris, it's a good thing Kara doesn't live in like Mexico or anywhere where they speak Spanish. Puerto Rico, the flirting lesson is wow. I needed to take notes. So one of them in Spanish, I couldn't recite this in Spanish, but it was like something Diaz. Anyways, when God invented beauty, he was inspired by you. I'm
Are you calling me older than the universe?
dang, that is some wow.
That is so cheesy.
No, that is good stuff.
No, that is 100%
Look
cheese.
at how much she's smiling. What woman
It's
doesn't
kinda
want to?
cheesy,
What
but-
woman doesn't want to be told that they inspired beauty?
It's, I-
Come on.
When you fell out of heaven, did you hit every stick on the beauty tree?
Now that I'd like to know how to say in Spanish. La hita alsteca.
It'll end
Gabe.
up.
He's like, this is great.
Yeah, hi,
Like,
Gabe.
you guys suck.
No, and then apprehendar, that's to learn or you're learning.
To learn.
Yeah, to learn. So,
Gabe, when did you learn
Aprendamos.
English? I'm just curious. Like,
or Gabe, if I can ever talk
I
to you,
think I have a better Spanish accent than you because you're saying everything with a very American accent.
I know. That'll
Do
come.
you I just bashed into my mic. So do they give you pronunciation feedback?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you talk, and then it has you, and then it's really good. It's got 2 buttons. So there's ones you have to talk. You have to read the sentence. So like, donde está el baño, right? Or,
Donde está el baño?
And then you have to, and why I don't know. I know where the bathroom is. Anyways.
those are the important ones.
You speak it, and it makes you speak it and records you. Then you hit the play, and it plays the Spanish version of Spanish speaker, and then you can play yours back. Then it'll have a recommended word for you to work on. But I'm just trying to like shotgun all this information into me to like learn it all.
Mm-hmm.
So Kara, it's so interesting how people are different. Kara's maxing out her lessons as she goes. She's maxing out all 5 lessons in intro. So if you do 1 lesson, it unlocks like 2 more. And then it'll unlock 1. It's like playing hopscotch, and then 2, and then 1, and it'll be different categories. So I'm going 1, 1, 1. And as I unlock, I'm going vertical. Kara's maxing everything before moving on.
And then before, like, each day I go back and I do the hardest lesson from each of the lessons. So it's like a refresh every single day. Because that's
Makes
how I
sense.
learn. I wish they had flashcards, because flashcards
So
are
they
my
had
thing.
flashcards up until September of last year, and they got rid of them because it was in a separate app. But why would you delete it before integrating it into your main app?
Right.
So they said, we're deleting it for now, and then we're going to integrate it in the future. I was like, integrate it now! Flashcards would be nice.
Dang it.
I can't believe that you guys are like, oh, we're gonna learn Spanish without you.
Chris, would you like to learn Spanish?
I mean-
We've got a week on you. Is that too far gone?
No.
It's a
How many years of Spanish did you take in high school?
1.5, because I think I quit my second year.
So I think that'll make it fair.
Did you do 2?
I did too, and I was very good at it.
Oh, this will come back to you really, really quickly then. Really quickly. I was going to do it by myself, believe it or not. And then Kara saw me over there, and she's like, you know it's a lot easier to learn a language when there's 2 people, and you can speak it back and forth.
Absolutely. I used to text people only in Spanish. That's how, because texting was just being a thing.
Oh, yeah. So, like, Chip es mi hijo. You know, he's my son. I got that right. And he es muy pequeño and also muy bonito. And Kara es el guapo.
No, that's backwards.
Guapa.
No. Chip would be guapo, handsome. She would be bonita, beautiful.
No, so Gabe, can guys still, because you can still
You can be a beautiful guy,
Yeah.
but guapo is more masculine.
Got it.
Maybe that's why Chip's been so fussy. You've been calling him beautiful and not handsome.
Oh,
and he doesn't
but-
want to be beautiful. He wants to be handsome.
Mi perro es muy bien. and Kara would say, our gato es muy mal.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
I can't.
Kara has a cool story. So you learn right away. You learn like cafe con leche or cafe sin leche, sin azúcar, which is, the sugar
Oh, yeah.
or milk. And
So-
tell your Wendy's story.
When I worked at Wendy's, so we sell chili, right? Mm-hmm. It always has meat in it. Like, we've never had just bean chili. We always had this lady come in, and she was like, I'd like chili con carne, please. And we were like, none of us had any idea what she was saying. We were like, what? Okay, here you go. And she was like, thank you. And it was always right. And then Jeremy's at the point now where he's learning, like, con carne and all that
Yeah.
stuff, and it's with meat. And so I was like, even if she wanted it without meat, that sucks, because we only sell it with
You
meat.
can't get it sin carne.
Yeah. Chili con carne y pollo.
Oh,
And
chicken. Huh?
yeah.
Y pesca.
Oh, so much fun. So, and then, my coworker.
Yeah, Daryl, let's team up and beat these 2 chumps.
What are you talking about? I'm not
Daryl's
sharing my Duolingo with you guys.
Daryl's like, we should team up and wreck these guys.
It's Jeremy M, in case anybody's wondering.
Here's the thing. Everybody's going to beat me because I've got a child to take care of, and it takes up like 99% of my day.
So real quick, Gabe had said he learned on a vacation trip to Boston in 2004, self-taught, no school, but watching all of his TV in English. So watching media in the language that you're trying to learn, even with subtitles and
Well,
stuff, is really helpful.
Gabe, do you have any shows that we could watch in Spanish?
Well, what did they send you?
There's tons of American shows that you can just watch the Spanish dub
hate
of.
dub stuff, though. I'd like to see the mouth match the words. What's a good Spanish show?
You should suggest a bunch of telenovelas.
Yeah. La Computadora.
A telenovela is a type of program. It's like a soap opera kind of.
Oh.
Oh, that makes sense. A novel, telenovela.
Telenovelas.
That makes sense.
Yep.
They're from what I've seen of them from back when I was in Spanish class, it's always like big, like over the top drama, and it's just like they're interesting.
Well,
El Rey León.
I know I've
The
actually
Lion
told
King.
this story on the podcast. We watched Lion King in Spanish.
Yep.
And it always made me angry because in the English version of the movie, when Scar asks him what they're doing, the little bird says
Zazu?
No, it's never mind. He says Mufasa. And Scar goes, "What'd you say?" The hyenas said that. And he goes, "Que pasa?" Which is Spanish
Yeah.
for what's up. But he says "Que pasa." In the Spanish version, they say something else. And they say Mufasa, but it doesn't rhyme. And that's like the whole, it makes me angry. So whoever translated it did it wrong.
Yeah, I think they were more worried about it being a foreign language joke than it actually rhyming. I don't think that
Yeah.
like
Exactly.
Let's see here. Gabe says you can call a girl guapa in Spanish.
Oh, there you go. See?
So, Brad, it's Duolingo is the app. That
Duolingo. Yeah. What did I say?
Yeah, Duolingo.
Oh,
he was just
He
curious
was
what
asking
app.
what it was.
Got it. I thought I said something wrong.
No, you're fine.
I mean, that happens 99% of the time, but it's fine.
Daryl says, I love that AAG has a spot on the couch.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it is. Seriously, dude.
We got you.
La Casa de Papel.
So it's been really fun. So my coworker, Derek, who I love to death, he's probably gone by now. But he watches the
dead?
first. Yeah, well, no, he watches the first 5 to 10 minutes, and he says he always loves hearing work stories, and I always talk about work and stuff like that. But that just made me. It was just super funny because I cannot believe how many people watch and don't comment that we don't know.
I know,
are out
seriously.
there.
Lurkers.
Yeah, you lurkers.
Yeah.
You should say something.
We always interact with people who comment, so comment.
So Gabe says La Casa de Papel is from Spain, so the pronouns are different. It's interesting that Spain Spanish and Mexico Spanish are different, and
Right.
and there's regional
You know,
idiosyncrasies all over the place. But
Like English in England versus English here. Line Q.
yeah, I think they're like pronunciation wise, and I can't remember, but I believe there's like the V noise is more like a TH in Spain, and it's more like a B in Central or like Latin America Spanish.
So it'll tell me. Hold on a sec. I'm just trying to see how many hours I have into this already.
So last night, I got Chip in bed, in his bassinet and asleep. That child's been very fussy lately. Anyway, I got him to sleep. And Jeremy's laying in bed over there, playing his Duolingo game. And it's going, every single time you get something right, it's like, ding! Ding! And I'm like, Chip's
You
starting
need
to
the
fuss.
audio.
Chip's starting to fuss. I was like, Jeremy, do you have to do that right now?
Yeah, put headphones on and consider it.
Seriously?
I have 3,775 XP. Here's what else is fun. All the languages are free. It doesn't matter. Like, the languages are all free to learn. But in case you wanted to, you can learn Valerian from Game of Thrones or Klingon from Star Trek as well.
So how do they make money? They just run ads then, or
It is so ad-ridden, but the premium version's $5 a month. But you can do it free with ads.
Yeah.
And just after each lesson, it'll pop up with an ad pop up.
And then you have
And
X
then-
amount of lives. So if you get certain things wrong, that takes a life.
Yep, and then you would need to have it come back. As soon as you get premium, it gives you free lives. But I have thoroughly enjoyed it. This is my 7th day in a row. I started it last week, and I wasn't even going to tell anybody. I was just going to do it and then bust out a bunch of
Whose
Spanish.
idea was it to learn Spanish?
Mine.
It was mine.
it was mine.
It was mine.
It was my idea.
No, obviously we know it was Bernie's idea to learn Spanish.
Wait, is Bernie? Oh, Bernie's back. Oh, Bernie.
No, if you just learn some Spanish,
Spanish.
then people will take you more seriously.
That is so funny. Oh, all right,
I
everybody.
know he's probably dressed for being in here today too.
I know, seriously.
It's cold in
his
here.
mittens have apparently made sweater mittens a huge thing now. So all the craft fairs, they're gonna be sold out of sweater mittens. Just saying.
Gabe says he can join us next Saturday for Spanish lessons.
I would love that.
Ooh.
So again, and I just have a bunch of questions I'll probably send you in Discord, Gabe, for real. Because how do they determine when an object? It's already determined, but how did they come up with the fact something is masculine or feminine? Why is bread masculine but apple's feminine? How do they decide that? Because I need to know.
That might be something like how English stuff is just sort of baked in.
Yeah.
It might just be something like that.
Yeah, and then I get confused. They're using un versus una, or ace versus en.
Un is masculine, una is feminine.
And then you can do yo soy, or you can say estoy, and I don't know when to use one or the other.
You can just say soy too.
Right?
Like the yo is redundant most
Yeah.
of the time.
Yeah. And then there's a lot of examples in my lesson, and you'll say I don't something, and it's yo no yo no. It's how no yo no. Sounds like when you decipher Minnesotan, and it's yeah no means yeah, and then no yeah means no.
No, yeah is no. Of course, that's yes. Yeah, no, that's no.
Okay. See, Karen, I don't even know.
No yo no no.
Yo, no,
No yo no no no.
I definitely use the Minnesota slang. 100%, I do.
But yeah, I don't know. I like
They
did
teach
not.
any swear words yet?
Oh well, Gabe's good for that. He's taught me everything I need to know.
What are you teaching my husband?
You know, you heard me dropping him a couple times. We've been watching Cobra Kai. Mm-hmm. There's somebody who said that in that show. They say cabron, which means dumb butt.
Well, you know.
Well, I'm just keeping it PG. But I'm okay.
It's really funny. The guy was like, come at me, cabron, or whatever. I was
Yeah,
like,
I know what that means.
okay.
I would not have known what that means.
I looked at Jeremy. I was like, does that mean what I think it means?
Yep. So, okay. Now I'm going to talk to... Now what are you looking at? What's going on? What's going on? Are you freezing?
I thought I turned that on, but I didn't.
Oh,
I was
that's
like,
okay.
it's a little chilly on here.
That's all right.
I was like, I got a little goosebumps going
So
on.
Wait, Chris has goosebumps.
It is pretty cold in here.
It is cold in here, but like, Chris
all right.
is always warm.
So I haven't filled you in yet on GameStop. Have you read?
oh no, you talked to Andy about that.
Yeah. Have you read or heard anything about it?
Then they get bought by Microsoft or something?
Oh no, this is so good. Okay, so I like to pay attention. I literally have less than not a lot of money, like little bits, little tiny, $175. I bought GoPro stock. That's it. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm in. But I got my pulse on the heartbeat of the internet. I know what's going
finger
on.
the pulse of the
I got my finger on the pulse of the internet. So if you guys haven't heard,
You're learning a second language and you can barely talk English.
So if you guys haven't heard what happened, GameStop's stock got so manipulated that on Friday, the stock exchange had to stop trading for a little while because of how out of control it got because of GameStop. So it took me a while to piece everything together and figure out exactly what's going on. And now about 5 other places on the internet have wrote an article talking about it. So here's what happened. GameStop was around just a couple dollars a share. I mean, it was way less than 20. I want to say $10, $11 a share. Okay. And there's a research group that came out and said that this is it. They're going to go under and they're going to live stream the reasons why on Tuesday. And they're going to talk about why GameStop's going to be under. So here's what I know. Stocks are extremely straightforward. You buy it and it's worth amount. You hope it goes up and you can sell it. Or it goes down and you lose money, right? You can also bet against stocks. So you can short a stock and bet that the stock's going to go down. And if somebody has to take that bet, but if somebody does, you make money. And then vice versa. You can bet that the stock's going to increase instead of actually buying, and somebody will bet against you. And so it's a zero-sum game. So if you make money selling options, somebody else is losing money. Mm-hmm. It's literally just an exchange of funds, okay? I'm probably going to get corrected horribly here. But so what happened is this research group was going to come out and say, okay, or they came out and said, hey, GameStop is going to lose money. So a bunch of people went to short GameStop and placed these bets against GameStop. So one guy on Reddit said, let's get together and buy a bunch of GameStop stock, right? What's the problem with herd mentality? Twitch plays Pokemon, right? Nobody ever listens.
Yep.
Everybody listened. Everybody, 2.2 million people visit that subreddit or are joined to that subreddit. They pump and did not dump GameStop. So on Inauguration Day, right before this company was going to do their live stream, a bunch of people went and bought stock. Then the live stream couldn't go through because of all the bandwidth being sucked up across the country to watch the inauguration. So the company couldn't give their reasons on why it wouldn't short, and people kept buying and buying and buying. Let me put it to you this way. Somebody spent $28,000 on GameStop stock. They said YOLO, like I quote, they posted, YOLO, I'm yeeting all my money into GameStop. They're 28 grand. It's now worth $3.3 million.
Dang.
That is how much GameStop. If you look at the chart, it just goes whoop. Like I said, on Friday, they had to shut it down. So right now it's trading at over $70 a share. So like I said, it was like $4 or $5 or something, and now it's over 70. And people are trying to convince the subreddit to hold on. So Monday, they think it's going to go over 100. So a lot of people are saying they're going to start selling when it goes over 100, but I cannot believe it. Like, it's movie worthy. So then this one guy.
Well, so like almost to the point where like it is straight manipulation. If you have a large enough crowdsourced thing, like they're borderline illegal, I would say, if you have a big enough conspiratorial group.
Well, here's what's crazy. So a guy posted that he and a bunch of investors that listened to this research group, they all shorted it and are losing money hand over foot right now. Because they said they're losing money. What hand over foot? I don't know what that saying even means. I don't know. So they're losing a bunch of money. And so one guy posted, he personally lost, somebody lost like 16 grand. I would be absolutely sick to my stomach if I lost 16 grand. And he literally
because it takes
said,
you a long time to earn 16 grand. There's some people where they earn 16 grand, they don't even think about it.
In a couple of seconds.
So,
yeah.
and you would love the Chris, maybe it's you and you secretly like dabble in stocks and his
Not even, I would need money to do that.
Because this guy commented and he said, thanks to you degenerates, I lost $16,000 because I never thought you'd actually band together and do this thing. And all over GameStop. We were talking about GameStop.
Okay, but like GameStop is part of like our childhood.
Yes, but they're like not good memories.
You know?
Yeah, it's like so is like eating mud.
Like you bring games in, they always pay you bottom dollar.
But I never sold games to them. I always bought games. And so it was cheap to buy them.
Here's what I loved, is that you could buy a used game and then like you could try it for 7 to 14 days and then bring it back and exchange it. That was pretty cool.
See? I'm just saying, GameStop does.
I love going there. It's always fun to have a store dedicated to a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you can even go to Best Buy and it's not the same as going to GameStop. Like if I just want to look at video games, so much cooler to go to GameStop.
And let's be real. Would you have an Xbox if it wasn't for GameStop?
Oh, you be quiet over there.
Just saying.
GameStop is the reason I got my Xbox,
saying.
but still.
Well, why are they the reason? I thought you got it at Best Buy.
No, we stayed at GameStop.
Oh, GameStop.
Nobody,
Okay, that's right.
everybody else made their stock online only because of COVID, Walmart, and GameStop was willing to let you get COVID, I guess.
They're like,
Quality company.
They allowed you to. That's why people are investing in them. But it's a story that could be totally turned into a movie. It's absolutely crazy. So.
Like I'm wondering what the legal ramifications of it are, because it's against the law to manipulate the price of stock. So it's like if you were in a conspiracy group or in a group that conspired to manipulate the price of stock.
well, it's not like anybody sat and discussed it. One person just said, hey, let's do this. Not expecting anybody to
And
do
then they
it.
duck followed it like a bunch of. But here's the thing: at least it's not Enron, right? At least it's not what's his face, Bernie Madoff siphon all the funds out of everybody's.
Bernie
retirement.
Madoff and Enron are two different things.
Are they really?
Yeah, Bernie Madoff just had a giant pyramid scheme. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
I don't know.
I think Madoff was in like the late 2000s. Enron was when we were in like middle school.
so can anybody out there tell me what Enron? I thought Enron took a bunch of lied about other money. It's investments in something.
Oh, look at Chris looking it up. Look at Chris.
The Enron scandal is an American energy, commodities, and services company based in Houston, Texas. It employed 29,000 staff and was a major electricity, natural gas, communications, and pulp paper company with claimed revenues of nearly $100 billion during the year 2000. At the end of 2001, it was revealed that Enron's reported financial condition was sustained by institutionalized, systemic, and creatively planned accounting fraud.
Huh.
So basically, they're like on paper making tons of money, and ended up
So
being
everybody who invested, okay, so employees had like stock options and things like that, like they had
or anybody else that had
Yeah, that's right, and that's why it screwed
Yeah,
everybody
then
over.
Bernie Madoff was just running a pyramid scheme
Got
where he
it.
was just getting people to invest into a company that wasn't.
So he would
doing
say
anything.
like, "Give me 1,000, and I'll give you 10 back by the end of the week." And then he'd give you 10, and then he would convince you to give him 100, and he would just ghost you. I think, right? More.
Well,
or
so
less.
like the way the pyramid scheme works, the way it's called the pyramid scheme is like, so like, let's say my first level of my pyramid's 5 people, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You each give me $5,000, and I guarantee you'll make $20,000, right? And then you go to another layer of people beyond that, and you're like, give me $5,000, I'll guarantee you'll get $20,000, and you take the money from the second wave of people to pay the first.
Got it.
And then now you have like more money on hand, and then you just keep
You
on
just
doing
keep
larger
doing
and
that.
larger
You
groups
got
of
it, got
people, and it's always the next generation that's paying off the first.
Got it.
And then you're taking your cut.
So the
out of
first
that.
couple pyramid people get taken care of.
Yeah, but it's like as you go, if you keep reinvesting, because you can be in wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Got it.
And because you're making money, you're gonna put more money into it.
Got
So
it.
like that's how they get like so like
And you
and-
just pull the plug at the end though, and then you invest.
then you disappear and take all the money with you.
Got it.
Ridiculous.
Crazy.
Isn't
Yeah, Gabe says, "Who cares about that Xbox?" Jeremy's a PC gamer now.
That's right. I played on PC with Gabe. That was awesome.
Well, you can cross-play certain games, can't you?
We did on Forza. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude,
it was really, really fun.
I know that I told you about this. 2-player Untitled Goose Game is so fun.
Yeah, I can't wait to try it. Karen and I will have to try it.
Wait, the Goose Game is 2-player?
Yeah,
It is
they have
now.
2-player now.
They
I played on
updated
the Switch with.
So one
a friend
can
of
mess
mine.
with the honk and the other saves the bonk.
That's hilarious.
So and then like we kept on messing up this one thing. Like we had to steal something from the cafe.
Oh, I hate that one. Yeah.
And so then like the lady was like chasing us, and then we both turned around and were like flapping our wings and both honking at her. She's like, "Ah!"
Is that the one where you can like ride in the box to the back of the cafe?
Yeah.
Yep. Or you got to wait for somebody to open the gate and sneak through.
Yeah, so with 2 people, it's super nice. You can like honk and distract the guy in the front and just run in, and then the guy inside can honk and distract the guy, and then you can run in.
Oh, cool.
So
That's
but
such a fun game.
the only thing that we didn't do was destroy the dartboard.
Oh, funny. That's the only like.
I couldn't figure out how to do it.
Got it. You know, you have to like probably trick somebody to miss and then they like smash. I don't know. Who knows? You got to wait for them to play 301 and then on his last dart disrupt him and then he just rage quits and.
Picking up the harmonica and honking with the harmonica is the best.
I like scaring the person in the phone booth.
Yeah. Oh, so Brad has more deals. So Bernie Madoff was trading in fake stocks, paying people with other people's money, so like the pyramid thing or whatever, and taking commissions for the fake trades.
Got it.
So it was more complicated than I had made it out. But so I described just a general pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
Bernie specifically was trading in fake stocks.
Got it. I knew there was some stock aspect to it,
Yeah.
but yeah, got it. I know. Of course, Brad would know that. He seems like he'd be privy to all that.
Like
stuff.
as much as you have a story for every topic, Brad seems to have like a little additional detail for
I
everything that
know.
we talk about.
It's nice. It's nice. You are
Saves us the Googling.
you are an ROT member, Brad.
Rise of the Brad.
ROTP.
You said you left out the P.
Oh, I don't know.
You're
I
a
get
rot member,
I'm
baby.
so excited. My mom tells me I talk faster than my brain can think.
That's
Yes.
obvious.
So Jeremy got a ticket for the Mega Millions or whatever.
Yeah,
And,
I did not win.
he didn't
Sorry,
win, no.
everybody. I was gonna pay you all.
So he looked at me. He was like, "Oh man, Kara." He's like, "If we win, I think I'm gonna give my dentist $50 million."
No, I said
No, you said
50,000.
you said million, and I was like, "You'd give him 50 million?" I was like, "I doubt he'd take 50 million from you." And he's like, 50,000. I was like, "No, you said 50 million."
Just give him a little
Like-
tip. You know, say thanks for taking care of my teeth all these years, bud.
He's probably earned more than that from taking care of your teeth all these years.
Right.
He'd be like, thanks for the pittance.
I have recommended so many darn people to that dental office. It's unbelievable. It is
Yeah.
absolutely ridiculous.
My older brother is now going. Well, that's probably hip hop, but whatever, you know.
It's family. I recommended him. Your older brother is now going because I told him to.
Yeah, Jeremy recommended my older brother go.
Yep.
So-
And I've got coworkers who I've
Recommended.
I was gonna say refereed to them, referred to them, referred to them. No, I referred them. Referred them. I referred them. Man, words are hard. Maybe I should just stick to one language.
You should. What language is closest to English that Jeremy can learn?
Scottish.
So Kara was stumped by this one. So Spanish and French are considered
Romance
Oh yeah,
languages.
languages.
Germanic?
What's the other
It's
one?
Germanic, isn't it? There's
No,
romantic
Italian.
and
No.
so there's
What's
the
other
romantics,
ty-
which are
you
like
got romantic.
Spanish, Italian.
How would I categorize
French.
other languages?
They're Germanic.
So if something.
Oh, yeah, Germanic.
yeah,
it's Germanic?
I couldn't remember it earlier, but yes,
Okay.
it's Germanic.
Well, yeah, and then there's like Indo-Asian, Asian.
So English is Germanic.
Yes.
Okay, and yeah.
They're the rougher sounding languages. They're
Yeah,
not as smooth
yeah.
and like ooh la la.
Yeah, so
you know?
so French, Italian, and Spanish are all based on Latin.
Okay.
And then there's a lot of French in English. So basically, like the Germanic languages are ultimately derived from like a combination of like Norse languages and Central European. Like there's a little bit of like Latin that gets in there, and then as the languages start deviating, and the English and the French were at war for like the billion years, they would like steal words from each other, which is why we have like 2 words for like beef or cow or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
Anyway, there's who does it? There's like a name explainer or something just explains why we have like multiple words for the same thing, and there's like a fancy word and a non-fancy word for it and everything.
Interesting.
So. Germanic, yeah, with J-E-R, Germanic.
Yeah, that's my version of English.
Where they refer
Germanic.
people, they don't refer
Yeah.
people.
I've been refereed over here.
Oh man,
Gave me a yellow card.
so funny. But
So what's bigger in Puerto Rico, U.S. football or UEFA football?
Football. You say I don't have football. I have a Spanish accent. Football. Football or football? Football y football. Oh man, Spanish is so much fun. I really like it, and I really am learning it because of the Latin Operation Forces, which stole my meme today. I'm just saying.
Did they steal it or did they do it and you stole it from them?
My laziness allowed them to beat me to the punch. So if somebody did a red pill, blue pill, and I saw it posted somewhere, and it was like, if you take the blue pill, you'll go into this storyline, and it's like the original trilogy and
Clone
the sequel
Wars.
movies and Clone Wars. And then if you go and you take the blue pill, you'll be in the Mando storyline.
You said blue pill twice.
The red pill was the
with
first
Clone
one, and then
Wars.
the blue one is the Mando storyline. And I saw it.
Basketball is more popular.
What?
Really?
Basketball.
Okay, so my whole entire I'm 6 feet tall. My whole entire life, the number one question everybody asks me: did you play basketball? I suck at basketball. Like, nobody wants me on their team.
Well, with your
Nobody.
height, with a little practice, I know you could dunk.
No, I tried playing horse and everything with my brothers growing up. I tried playing basketball.
Yeah, but that's
with
because they
them.
make you feel bad because they, don't go easy on you.
AJ was shorter than me for the longest time.
That's when you just put your hand vertically, or you arm bar him, keep him down.
Anyway, I
Don't
suck
let
at
'em-
basketball. I don't like basketball. I'm sorry if you guys like basketball. I don't like hockey either, so
Well, now I want to know what's Brad's favorite sport, and then I want to know what Gabe's favorite sport is.
yeah.
Why don't we just everybody post what their favorite sport is?
Post your favorite sport. I'd have to
play?
pick hockey. No, to
play?
watch.
Oh, to watch?
I would rather play literally any sport over watching my favorite sport even.
I think I
Playing
agree
is
with
so
that.
much better.
It is.
It is, yeah.
I love volleyball and I love baseball.
Like tennis is a blast to
Okay.
play, boring to watch.
Beach volleyball. Love watching beach volleyball. It is.
But
I
would
don't
you
know.
rather play or watch?
I'd rather play.
Well, then there you go. You already negated
but
them.
my favorite to watch is beach volleyball.
I love watching golf.
Did you guys hear the
Really,
Olympics were
Chris?
canceled?
So here's the thing.
my gosh.
So here's the
It
thing.
depends on who's playing.
You're watching so let's compare it to like baseball, for example, right?
I love baseball.
Baseball sucks because you have
It's
to sit
so
there
good.
for here's a baseball game. Pitch happens, 40 minutes of nothing, then another pitch happens, right? In golf, there's always somebody doing something. They're cutting to somebody else like making a shot, right? And when you understand exactly how hard golf is and how ridiculously talented even the worst player is, and like they're making this like, oh yeah, he just sank a 300-foot putt. And it's like, dang, I can't make a 4-foot putt.
Golf is impressive.
I mean, I did beat you guys in mini golf.
Oh,
Yeah,
get
well,
out
only
here.
because you had dual processing power. Get out of
Everybody
here.
knows pregnancy makes you stupid.
And lower center of gravity. She could like bend over and balance better. So she
Bend over. I had a basketball hanging off my belly.
Yeah, like Jeremy said, it changed your center of gravity. So you have
it's
leverage
lower.
advantage.
Yeah, leverage
Oh
advantage.
my gosh. Oh my gosh. Get out. I feel like there's a hair that's constantly smacking my face. Okay. What
Well,
are people's
I'm
favorite
familiar with
sports?
the Indy 500.
Who likes cars?
Gabe put the Indy 500.
Yes, Gabe. Yes.
My friend Matt, he loves watching NASCAR and all those racing things.
So there's a lot of LeBron James fans in where he's from. Hockey, basketball, and soccer. So
Well, what's
soccer,
Brad's?
basketball, and soccer.
Okay.
Soccer has the same problem to me that baseball does. Is it's minutes and minutes and minutes. Granted, like good defensive play is exciting to watch, but it seems like most of the games that I end up watching, it's just you're in midfield the entire time, right? And like there's no attacks, there's no cool slide tackles. It's just pass it back and forth, and then somebody steals it, and it gets and then somebody else steals whatever. It's like if I could watch like 10 soccer games at the same time, and it's just cutting to the most exciting parts,
Soccer's got
that'd
the
be a lot
clock
more
figured out.
satisfying.
Soccer has the clock
Soccer-
figured
No,
out.
it doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't stop. There's no stoppage.
But they add stoppage at the end.
Yes, but it's not nearly as much as football. Football is absolutely astronomically long. What's the play time of football? Like the actual, not counting the stops of the play. Like what's the run time? 15 times 4?
Well, yeah. So they had 60 minutes.
So it's 60 minutes,
Yeah.
and the games take 2.5 hours. Soccer is going to
they
take
take between
90
3
minutes.
and 3.5.
It's going to take 90 minutes plus 3-4 minutes. That's what I
Plus
love
the
about
20-minute
soccer.
intermission.
That's what I like about soccer. Do they have a 20-minute intermission?
I'm pretty sure they do.
I don't know about all the time. That's the one thing I like about soccer. Because the clock keeps going.
But here's the reason that I don't like soccer is it's on the refs to determine how much stoppage time there is, right? And so like I literally have seen games where somebody is on a breakaway and they call stoppage and like, oh, you're out of time, sorry.
Ooh.
And it's like, that's so it just seems so cheesy to be like, oh yeah, sorry, if you'd have done that 2 seconds earlier, you could have scored.
Soccer tends to have low scores too, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, unless you have like a really crappy team playing a really good team, but
I don't watch soccer. I don't watch basketball. I don't really watch sports.
yeah, Brad says soccer's a chess match and capitalizing on mistakes. So here's the thing too, I hate running. Right? And like soccer pitch, massive. So like you're running hundreds and hundreds of yards just for nothing to happen to them, running hundreds and hundreds of yards for nothing to happen.
There's a reason they are fitter than I am.
So
Chris gets tired watching soccer.
yeah.
You guys
I
slow
get-
down.
I get tired playing freaking tennis. You
Well, dude,
run a
tennis
lot.
is
Well,
of
yeah.
tennis.
So like tennis is a burst sport. So
I
like,
get
I would
so
say
tired.
soccer's endurance.
Yeah.
Like tennis is a burst sport because like they're like any rally, it's not gonna go longer than like
I love
20
the
or
feeling
30
of
seconds.
burst exercising though. It's awesome.
I get so tired. I'm like, And
Even
then-
like basketball is like a burst
Yeah,
sport.
absolutely.
So the difference between that and like baseball, I guess, would be one, even though it's really nothing happens ever. I hate baseball so
I
much.
love baseball. I grew up with baseball.
It's terrible.
It's so much fun playing baseball. I love it.
Like playing baseball is fun, but it's still boring because like 90% of the game you're just standing there. It's a game where it's like, so that takes 3 hours to play, and you're playing for like maybe like 8 minutes.
I love it. Both my brothers played baseball growing up. And so like
So you're suffering for their bad taste.
I love
So
baseball.
what would be the
I love
perfect amount
yelling
of
at the ump
what would
like,
be the
what was
perfect
that
amount
call?
of innings for baseball? I think they could wrap it up in 5.
So
That'd be a good game.
So
you don't need 9.
Here's literally baseball and basketball together. Basketball should be 8 minutes. It should be 4 2-minute periods.
Oh,
It's
that's
always
nice.
the last 2 minutes of every period where the most exciting stuff happens, right? Because the
Yep.
pressure's on, you have to beat the clock, right? A basketball game, just start the score at 70 for both teams and play 4 2-minute quarters.
There you go.
Because like your scores will end up being the same. It's like, oh wow, what a high scoring game. But then the people, it's like it's gonna be the actual parts that matter, right? It's,
I mean, I guess.
and then so like the same thing with baseball. It's always, it doesn't really matter what happens in the early innings if it's going back and forth or whatever. It should be 3 innings.
3 innings?
3 innings. They're already okay. So here's the thing. There should be a 5-second pitch clock. Once the ball is back in the pitcher's hands, you get 5 seconds to throw it.
Yeah, because that guy takes 2 and you can't steal bases and just let him. He gets it and he throws it.
So, and if a batter is not in the box when they decide to throw it, it's automatically a strike no matter where it lands. Because batters taking unnecessary timeouts and pitchers jerking around, freaking touching every body
Chewing his
part that they
beach nut and
have.
spitting it out,
I hate it. It's so
stepping up to
boring.
the thing and just swinging, looking at his bat.
Can you imagine like how much more excited? Like, because there's actually like an endurance issue, right? If you're throwing a pitch every maybe 20 seconds between like the pitch, the play, and then it getting back to you, and then another pitch, it's like the fatigue thing is actually going to be a thing.
Chris wants foul balls. It just as soon as the ball is considered foul, the pitcher has to get the ump throws a new one to the pitcher.
Yeah,
they don't even let
exactly.
the foul ball land. The next pitch is already going.
Oh, and so if you hit a foul ball and you have 2 strikes, you're out. I'm done with these 20 pitch freaking at bats. It's just fouling everything off. If you hit a foul ball, you're automatically out. It doesn't even matter. You could be 3-0. You hit a foul ball, sit down. Next batter.
I mean, the first 2 are considered strikes.
No,
They are, but
that part would be funny to me with
because foul balls take forever.
Yeah, that would be hilarious. Though imagine if you can't hit the ball in the right direction, you're out. No second chances for you.
Yeah, you're supposed to be a professional baseball player. You can't hit a ball towards the way you want it to go. Sit down. Next batter.
Yep. I love rants. They're my favorite. And Chris ranting about sports is so funny.
I can
to me.
tell Chris is ranting.
I've got opinions.
It's very much so about sports.
Yep. Like basketball used to have a problem until they put a shot clock in because you could just hold on to the ball forever, right? So you could score a basket, get a turnover, and then just sit there and wait until halftime, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like to move the game along, you put in a shot clock. If you're not going to shoot it, give it to the other team then, right? So it's like we need a freaking. I would watch baseball if there's a 5-second pitch clock. I guarantee you that would be a much more interesting game.
I mean, maybe that's why I like baseball, because like high school baseball, way different than professional baseball. Like they don't sit there and dink around for 20 minutes, before they pitch.
Well, yeah, also
that's because they can't afford to be out there as long as professional. You got to get the game done with. You got to keep the lights are expensive to keep on.
Yeah,
somebody else has reserved the field.
I feel like the talent disparity in high school is way higher too.
Yeah,
so like the games can be over a lot faster because I believe in high school they have mercy rules.
Yeah, they do. Oh. They sure do.
Oh yeah. I think they cut it at 7 innings if it's too much.
Kyle says, I remember the last time I saw Jeremy throw a ball.
Oh, boy. I can't believe Kyle's watching. Hi, Kyle.
Hey, it's the CIA.
Yeah.
How un-American of me.
You guys know, so Andy and I were playing catch. We talked about this. It's the person who's throwing or the person who's catching, who's the one who's at fault. I threw a baseball at Andy, and he failed to catch it, and it broke a vertically standing bulb that's long and smashes into dust.
Fluorescent.
He broke
I hate
a fluorescent.
fluorescent lights so
He
much.
broke it, not me.
Bowling is a fun sport.
Bowling is fun.
It's fun to play.
So,
I wouldn't want to watch it.
Bowling's like golf, where you can just see frame after frame after frame in like fast succession because it's like tournament setting. You're not just watching one guy.
Well, what if you're watching if there's multiple people and you're watching one person?
Bowling proves how reckless people were with hygiene. I read an article about it. It's like you stick your fingers in rental balls that those can't ever really get cleaned, or the finger holes get cleaned. You bowled and you ate pizza while you were bowling, and you didn't care. You lived your life. You had your fingers in those holes, and then you fingered your pizza.
Sure, they spray them with stuff, but
they still have a funk odor to them.
Yeah, they do.
They smell like a funeral parlor.
Kyle says it was definitely uncatchable, and Andy is extremely athletic.
No, there's no such thing as an uncatchable ball.
Wait, didn't Andy play baseball?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
I bet you I could throw something uncatchable to you right now.
Uncatchable to me, but it doesn't mean it's uncatchable in life.
Just because Andy's tall and has long arms, you think he's supposed to catch everything?
He could have.
So
I'm
Jeremy,
just saying.
If I throw this like this, that's catchable by somebody.
Well, yes, theoretically.
Not even theoretically.
What if it landed on a beetle? The beetle is bad at catching, but it caught it.
Oh my gosh.
It depends on how you define a catch. Now we're back into the NFL. What's the rule? How do you define a catch?
I'm just trying to argue my point that Andy should have caught the ball.
I'm just saying that only qualified people should be making the throws.
I've seen some throws by Jeremy.
I've seen some throws by Jeremy, too.
They're just fine.
Oh, the snitch.
What?
John was asking what was that Quidditch ball.
The snitch.
He said snatch, and I was like, no, it's the snitch.
It's the snitch. It's the snitch, the golden snitch.
Yep.
That may or may not have been destruction of government property.
You're
not in the clink.
I know.
Here's the thing. They were probably dead if they were just unwrapped.
Well, the bulbs were bad. The problem is
see?
where the bulb dust landed is the problem.
Oh, man. So speaking of breaking fluorescent bulbs.
Wasn't it?
No, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Am I right?
You weren't there.
This is EG7 only.
Chris at Fine Chris, we had captured alien technology. There was a UFO parked by my job. I broke the fluorescent bulb and it killed the alien. I'm so sorry, everybody. That's what happened. That's why we can't study the alien technology anymore. And Andy missed the catch.
Who's storing fluorescent bulbs next to the spaceships?
Stranger things have happened. That's all I'm saying. Now you know why. In 50 years, when the article is declassified, you can all read about it, but you're hearing about it now. So congratulations. I'm glad you're here.
Oh my gosh.
So going back to the Quidditch thing, there's actually like Quidditch leagues, or there were pre-COVID anyway.
People can play. How do you think they modify the game in order to?
Well,
make it work?
you like ride around, you just hold a broomstick or whatever.
No.
You still have like the quaffle and stuff like that. I don't know how the snitch part works.
No.
But
Yep.
yeah, so you're just
I've
running
seen
around
it.
on a broomstick.
I already can guarantee. Like, to me, how I would do it is I would put a golden snitch in a clay pigeon shooter rigged to a timer, and then it would be random, or not a
No,
timer, but
guys.
random.
Make a drone and have somebody fly the drone around.
Oh, there you go.
With a Quidditch ball hanging off the bottom.
With a snitch. Make the snitch into a, yeah. Oh, yeah. Have multiple people, and one's driving the Quidditch ball, one's flying the Quidditch ball, and one's flying the snitch. I think it's an idea.
Well, what is there? The bludgers? What are the things that
the quaffles.
the quaffles?
What are those people who...
No, the balls that fly around that try to knock you
just
off
flies
the
around
broom.
of its own.
That's what I'm saying. Somebody else...
There's 3 types of balls. There's the regular Quidditch ball, the one that you can just carry.
And,
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I think that's
Okay,
the
so that's
quaffle.
the
Then there's the 2 balls that are just like trying to attack you.
Yep.
And then there's the snitch.
So the quaffle should be the one people actually carry and they try to score with.
Yes.
The snitch should be a drone, and the bludgeon balls should be drones that people try to fly
Just
in.
bombing into people's drones. I'd watch
Wouldn't it be
that.
great?
Yeah, but Chris, you want more lax drone regulations, not more. Well, no, you do want more. You want regulation where there needs to be regulation.
Yeah.
To keep the drone.
I'm just
hobby
saying,
going.
I think it would be amazing if there were people flying bludgeon drones to just whack people.
That'd be sweet.
It'd be great. It'd be great.
What was Harry's position called?
He was a seeker.
The seeker. So seekers are flying FPV drones with little tiny nets on them, and they have to like scoop the ball off of the other one.
No, you just need to be able to like jump and grab it.
Exactly.
So it's got to fly low enough then.
You can wear
Yeah.
you can wear those spring shoes. You know those.
Moon boots.
What is that? The
Or moon-
shoes that
yeah,
have
yeah, like
springs
the
on
jumpers,
them, and,
yeah, they're
you
like
can,
moon.
They're like got the curve in them, so that you can actually like.
Like in like
You should
a
just
like
get a jetpack. Seekers get jetpacks.
Exactly.
Could you imagine how sports are going to change in the future?
I know it's horrible.
I don't know.
Is that what, imagine a sport where everyone was equipped with a jetpack, like polo or something, but with jetpacks.
The ball rolls on the ground. The jetpack
like,
could be useless.
Well, what if you played in outer space? Well, imagine
Space
zero G
Force?
sports. Yeah,
Space Force Polo.
yeah. We're getting into Ender's Game stuff now.
Oh
That's
my
true.
gosh.
Ender's Game stuff. So you and Daryl are not allowed to learn Spanish. Just saying. Anyways, Daryl's game got sent to China. A friend bought it in China, so he's
Nice.
international. now.
International.
Isn't that cool?
What dang.
Isn't that awesome? I think that's so cool.
It's all because we have it sitting on our couch
Yep.
that they purchased it in China.
No one else we have sitting on our couch.
My pal Bernie.
That's just so funny to me. The pose works so oh man, talk about a meme. I love it. I can't believe how fast you made that.
I know that's.
And
like,
I had all day to ask you to make it, and I told you 10 minutes before the podcast started.
Okay,
Yeah.
that is my life. Jeremy and Chris will decide something 3 days ahead of time, and Jeremy tells me 5 minutes before the podcast about whatever. It's
I
like
think the military may have conditioned me that way.
why?
So Brett's boss said, so there's nights coming up, and Brett's boss hasn't even told his wife, and they have a baby that's our baby's age, and
That's one thing I.
he
appreciate.
hasn't told her
Her yet?
about the nights yet. And I was like, ooh, I'm not the only one who
So-
waits to the last minute.
So Jeremy's good about the nights thing. He always asks me which week I want him to work nights. And that's always really nice because then I can be like, I can think about my schedule and everything and be like, okay, take that week.
Do you want to know how to learn information quicker?
Ask.
No.
Go to usaf.gov.
Be receptive. Everyone gets so angry when I tell them things that they don't want to hear. So it's easier to put it off to the last minute. If you were just like a spring chicken, not you, but people in general, we're like, oh,
I think
yes.
spring chicken's probably the wrong analogy.
Well, so
there.
like, like if you're getting audited, if the auditors told you, hey, you're going to get audited this year, you're like, oh, yes. You'd find out sooner, probably.
Jeremy, if somebody told you were getting audited, would you be like, yes, exciting? Woo!
Old me would have been grouchy, but new me thinks I should be excited about it.
I think that you're full of crap.
You're so full of crap, your eyes are turning brown.
Oh.
I'm just saying, maybe we should be happier when we hear bad news. Everybody. It would make my life a lot easier.
Oh, so for the convenience of one Jeremy.
So then instead
That's
of
the way I
having...
live my life, Chris.
So instead of having Salty Cara 3 days ahead of time, you get Salty Cara day of.
Yeah, that's
And
much
then
better.
I show up here and I'm salty.
Much better. Very much better.
Oh my gosh.
So much fun.
Is it though? Just kidding. Okay, anyway, sorry.
So yeah, I was like just retouching on the sports thing. So it says sports have already changed with steroids. I think it'll be bionic enhancements next.
Cyberpunk sports.
I think
Right?
we'll end up with
Cyberpunk.
2 leagues. We'll have like
Unmodified.
the organic league and the performance league or something.
Is that like shirts versus skins?
Could you imagine running with like cybernetic legs? Well, I've seen Boston Dynamics robots. Could you imagine one of those things like programmed to do a full sprint? Just what about robot? Take the organic element out.
Well, yeah. So yeah, because it's like at what point? Yeah, like that's where it becomes interesting. Because like, what would a robotic basketball team look like? Like if they're like calculated perfectly precision, would you ever be able to stop the offense, or would you ever be able to score? Like, what would the
Right.
Or they just perfectly, or or do they get locked? Like it's stuck in an infinite loop.
Yeah, it's like a immovable force, unstoppable object
Yep.
scenario.
I thought I was thinking earlier when you guys were talking about basketball, if you combine basketball with like gimmicky and if each team had the opportunity to inflate the ball at any given moment. So like if they go to make a clutch shot, you can just hit a button and the ball grows bigger and can't go in the basket. But then they have to like grab it and pass this huge ball around for a minute before it deflates again. But then the other team can do that too because they've got their 3 basketball enlargements to use up. And
I think it'd be cool if it also enlarged the hoop, and then if you make it, it's
Then
like double points.
Yeah. If they're like the other team, they're like, oh, we got to do the hoop enlargement because they're going to hit us with the whatever. Or it goes the other way and they shrink it down to the size of a golf ball. That would be fun sport to watch.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be chaos.
It would
It'd
be
be so
absolute
funny.
chaos. Absolute.
John wants to know how Chip is. Can't wait to meet him. Is he crawling yet? I don't know when the crawling age is.
Nope, he is
Definitely-
a
he's
strong
only-
baby and he loves. He hates being on his stomach
He's
right
5.5 weeks, so
And
definitely
he
not
loves
crawling.
screaming.
now. He loves screaming.
He's colic McColly. Colicky. I don't know. He's a colicky baby.
So he
That game
cries.
says Terminator vibes if cybernetic enhancement sports happens.
I want the eyeballs. I love.
Cybernetic eyeballs.
Well, no, I just Terminator's.
Oh
specific
yeah,
eyeball.
Brad says it could be something like brain enhancements, not just like appendages, but like processing power.
That'd
Well, we talked about that because
Like
Chris
the
watched
CPU
Queen's Gambit.
in Cyberpunk. It's the CPU so you can like do better hacks and
Slow down time.
Exactly.
Yep.
Precisely.
Queen's Gambit is an excellent show.
Well, and that's what we were talking about. Is like, can you have mind enhancing? Like, do they check for certain drugs for chess? Is there like legal thing you can take?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because she took
Those,
took those hallucinogenics to
Play
They're
chess on the
tranquilizers.
ceiling.
tranquilizers. But she would kind of like mini OD on them each time, right?
Yeah, and that was like how her brain was able to process them. Did you think I thought the setup was kind of like, or maybe I don't know how to explain this. Her mom was a math genius. Like, is that understood?
Her biological
real mom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I think like that to me, because like I feel like they were doing that to try and set up like why she could be so like incredible at chess or something like that. Is like she obviously comes from like from a lineage where somebody else is also a genius or whatever. It wasn't just like out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. That part always felt awkward to me.
Now we're in the whole Ray Luke discussion. Like Luke was born into the line, but then Ray wasn't supposed to be. But then they ruined that with the Skywalker lineage.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, I'm not saying that like she couldn't just have like her own like natural gifts or whatever, but I
Right.
think like trying to explain the scenario where it's like she came from like a gifted parent, so like she would have an aptitude for picking up something like chess,
Right.
And then unlocking the extra overdrive ability with these tranquilizers.
I just loved the janitor.
I know.
So
Yeah,
John
good
says
time.
congratulations, by the
Oh,
way, for
thank you so
picking all
much.
that,
It must
so.
be your cousin.
Yeah, it's my cousin. Yeah, absolutely.
So what at what age do they start crawling?
6 months, I think.
Is it 6 months?
Yeah, they crawl pretty early. Kids can walk by ear.
Well, no, I'm not saying. I didn't know if it was earlier. I feel I should know. You think I'd have gone and researched all this stuff?
Yeah, when are
Well, no.
you gonna have to start like duct taping your butcher block shut and
Oh, I know.
foaming all the
right?
corners?
I know.
Seriously.
Oh, pequeño. Chip es muy pequeño y bonito.
Waffle.
I like calling him cute.
He is cute. He's pretty adorable.
He's a cute baby.
Not gonna lie.
So Kara calls him Ragnar now because if babies spend too much time on one side, they lose their hair. So he's got like his head is like nice and like,
he's
shaved
getting-
on the side.
So like on his left side, it's just completely bald, and it looks like when he's on like with his left side up, he's got like the Ragnar look, Ragnar Lothbrok. And on his right side now, there's a little line that's beginning to bald.
I love
He's
that
just
man.
trying to like between the two of you, you guys have one full head of hair.
I know, right?
Exactly.
He's filling in all the spots I don't have it.
Brad's a scars build character.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you imagine a kid with an eye patch?
Oh, it's so funny.
Gosh. Oh my gosh.
It's so funny. I love that little man.
I do
He's
too.
so awesome.
Well, I mean, I hate his crying, but I love him to bits.
He cries a lot.
Oh my gosh.
Gwen calls him Darth Screamus.
He is.
That's a
My
perfect name
mom
for him.
has a magic touch though. Like, I don't understand it. That kid can be screaming his brains out. My
Well, she's
mom
been
will,
a parent for 30 years, so
35. She'll just sit and she'll rock him, and that little punk just zonks right out. I don't understand
I
it.
think I can hear him right now, actually.
James says just put him on the top of his head and he'll look more like Dad.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
Whoosh, upside down. Is it wrong to give your son a swirly?
Your 5.5 week old, yes.
No, not now.
But like 7 weeks, 8 weeks, something like that.
In the not too distant future. And then just all right, bum bum bum. Star Wars time. I've been listening to the High Republic.
Oh,
The new
that's
book.
good.
It's pretty good. It's definitely written for younger audiences, but
Is it weird?
no, it's
Because
not
there's
weird.
no like, I don't know.
There's Jedi.
Well, obviously there's Jedi, but there's no like recognizable names or anything.
No, it's
Is
cool.
Yoda around yet? No.
Well,
Is it
so
pre-Yoda?
it's not yet.
I think it's
but
pre-Yoda, isn't it?
no, well, it's 1,000 years ago, but there's
Yoda's
Yoda's
in
on the
his
cover.
900s.
Spoiler alert! I can't talk about it. The thing I don't
If it's
like.
on the cover of the book, that's not a spoiler.
No, he's not on the cover.
Oh.
There's cover art that have been released of like Yoda being around, or at least his species.
Okay.
Groginius. Grogu's grandpa.
Oh my god.
Oh, I saw a funny meme about that too, and it showed Baby Yoda eating snacks in the kitchen, and it was Anakin cutting down all the kids. He's like, he comes back and he's got a Snickers bar. He's like, "What happened? I was getting snacks." See, snacking can save your life, Kara. She tells me otherwise.
gosh.
But no, so it's really good. The only thing I don't like about it is that the lingo for describing some of the scenarios or some of the scenes. It's very, very. It's more civilized. So there's like satellites and it feels colder than the old Western like Star Wars. That's all. But I'll get used to it. They're just world building and talking a little bit about the environment too much right now.
Oh, it sounds like Tolkien. I love Lord of the Rings, but Tolkien,
Well, Tolkien, it's better.
it was a deep
better
dive
than-
into descriptions and
He wanted you to explicitly understand every facet of that world.
he had one small wrinkle on his left cheek. Okay. Cool.
Slightly longer than the wrinkle on Gandalf's left cheek.
So, Chris, why don't you pull up Bleaks and see what we've got to get excited about for the week?
Okay.
That way we can keep our Star
I was
Wars.
to say, the other thing we haven't talked about. Have we gotten any listener mail?
No?
I'm surprised you haven't brought it up. You bring it up every time.
Well, it's because there's nothing to talk about this week. We didn't get any listener mail.
But you always ask people to send you listener mail.
Yeah.
Tella.
Gabe, how would you say listener mail?
No,
in
I was
Spanish?
going to say email. I learned email
Oh.
like an hour ago before the podcast started. It was like telecomunicado or something.
Are you positive?
Well, carta? La carta? Is it mail? Ah, listener mail. I just need to know what listen is, and I would know what it...
I believe it's Ayuda. No, that's help.
Ayuda is help.
What is it? It's something
Vive.
like that.
Vive? Is that C?
No.
I know ven conmigo. Come with me.
Yeah. Oh, what riveting conversation.
I'm just waiting for you to pull up listener mail.
I know, same here. I'm sorry. I was looking at my phone to see if
Escuchar?
Oh, yeah. That sounds about right.
what is it?
Escuchar.
Fix your shoe.
We're not going there. We are not going there. And my mom said, Chip is fine. He's not crying.
Okay.
All right.
So nothing to see there.
So Jason Isaacs commented on playing a live-action Inquisitor. It could happen. I have the coolest wand in Harry Potter, and I would have the coolest lightsaber in Star Wars.
That is sick.
Jason Isaacs is awesome.
He is.
Wait, no, okay, so sorry. Who's Jason Isaac?
I'll show you a picture of him later.
We played Lucius Malfoy.
Oh, okay.
But he also voiced a
All
Grand
you
Inquisitor.
had to
Yeah.
say. I know who Lucius Malfoy is.
The cover of Vader number 11, Darth Vader shows up on Exegol.
Ooh.
Do any of the... Oh! Another big question for the Latin operation. For Gabriel, do you know Yoshi and Chimera, like, in real life? Do you ever, like, see each other? Or is it an over-the-internet friendship? So I just want to know how you guys came to start the Latin Operation Forces. If you're a bunch of friends, well, know each other, or if you met through gaming. I'm very curious to know. Or both. Did you meet through gaming and then realize you were by each other? I'm very curious. Or you can send me an email and tell me all about it. At listener, contact at listener mail.
Contact at risetothepodcast.com.
Listener.mail at espn.edu.
That's what I love in Cobra Kai. He starts a website for his gym, and everybody he tells, he goes, you go to www. and then his name is then .com, and he spelled it. It's so funny. So funny.
It's such a good show. I've thoroughly been enjoying Cobra Kai.
It's really, really good.
Karate Kid was okay growing up. It wasn't my thing, and so I wasn't sure about Cobra Kai. And I've heard that it wasn't great, but Jeremy started watching it, and I came in like halfway through the first episode, and I was like, "Wow, this is actually good." Like, okay. So
It's good.
We've been
it's
watching
good.
it now. We're on almost done with season 2, I think.
We're halfway through season 3.
Oh, are we? Really?
Yeah. Season 2 is when he gets...
Oh,
yeah.
spoiler.
I know.
Someone
I stopped
kicks somebody
myself.
in a martial arts show?
Yes,
What?
exactly.
Oh my
What a
gosh,
spoiler.
What? I didn't realize we were already in season 3.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're almost done with the whole show.
What, is there nothing after season 3?
Well, nothing out.
Sad.
So, yeah, I watched Karate Kid growing up, and I was like, even like when I was young, I wasn't like, this is an amazing movie. I was like, it was okay. Like, I liked Mr. Miyagi, but then...
Daniel-san. Wax on, wax off, yo.
Rogue One Disney Plus series will not include K2SO.
I know I heard that. I think they're lying.
No.
They're lying.
They have to be. Why wouldn't K2SO be in
Is
there?
Alan Tudyk hasn't even been involved in anything yet. That's the only reason we heard that is from Alan Tudyk.
Lame.
Ooh, there's a first look inside of the Star Wars hotel.
Ooh, I saw an article about that. I didn't actually look. I so badly want to stay, but that's got to be what, like $1,000 a night type thing? What?
I want to go in the worst
I do
way.
too. Oh my God. Yeah, I want to go.
We need to go to Florida and go to Rise of the Resistance. And then we go down to Puerto Rico.
Has Disneyland opened up yet?
Disney World has been open the entire time.
Did I say
Disneyland is still closed.
Okay.
It's not going to open.
Are they going to ever reopen? I mean, I
No.
feel like they've lost so much money. There's just no
they're
way.
probably just shut it down.
We're just,
That's what I would
Then
do.
we could buy it.
Yeah, right? But then we could
Then
open
I
it
could
up.
actually live at Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, we don't need to open it up. We just have our own roller coasters.
I'll
What
just
what
get
park
out
would
the
you take,
Falcon
Chris?
Galaxy's Edge.
You can't take Galaxy's Edge.
You can't. Yeah, you can't give me first pick.
You can't.
And then say what you can't
Well,
take it.
we're going to
All
be
right,
neighbors.
Okay, so here's the thing. Which we'll take Galaxy's Edge as our studio, but which building would have the studio in it? Will we build the studio, like gut out the Falcon?
Oh,
and
that'd be
build
pretty
the
sick.
studio in
That
there?
would be
yeah, that
amazing.
would be sick.
I'm just saying. I mean, we can
But I
actually,
mean, like, okay, besides Galaxy's Edge, when we were talking, are you going to go to Frontierland? Or are you going to go to, what land would you pick?
I
The
don't know.
castle,
Castle would be pretty cool.
downtown USA.
I like the downtown area. They have a bunch of
yeah,
different
that
cool
was
stuff
sick.
there.
I enjoyed that, walking through all the different shops.
Yeah.
And,
I was on a Pokemon gym for about 12 seconds before I got kicked off. Talk about an impossible gym to get a gold star on.
Right. How long do you have to hold it to get Like a week?
Well, it's like a combination of time battles, one like Barry is given and all this other stuff or whatever. So like the fastest you can end up taking it, I think, is in about it's like 10 or 11 days.
Huh.
Jeez.
So yeah, there's a leaked spoiler that I'm not going to read. And I don't know who that guy is. That's pretty much it. Okay, yeah, so that's the end of the top for the week. So there you go. There's the Star Wars things for the week. There's a spoiler thing for the High Republic, but we don't need to go into that. So.
Yeah, I'm not done with it yet. I'm excited
So I
for
did
that.
see some chat go through when we were the leaks.
Pod mail.
Pod.
Catching up on chat that I missed here.
Because I know Jeremy asked Latin Operations if they...
Oh, yeah, I did.
Mensajes de seguidores.
I don't know what that means.
Mensajes de seguidores. That's, I don't know, an email. I don't know. Gabe says he's going to send a listener mail right now.
Oh, very nice. Gabe, honestly, you are the only one that sends Jeremy listener mail.
Well, I mean, Juliet does, but about once every 3 months. Gabe's like twice, 2 to 3 times a month, which is almost once a week.
Yeah.
James says he was talking old movies with a friend, and she has never seen Spaceballs or Blazing Saddles.
Oh, that's great.
I don't think I've ever seen Blazing Saddles.
I know I made you watch Spaceballs. Cold in the Desert.
Schwartz be with you.
I don't know. If I did, I zoned it out.
They're both great movies. Blazing Saddles, you could never make that movie today. It's really good, though. Gene Wilder's in it.
Oh, Gene Wilder. Willy Wonka.
Yep. Honestly, I think he was better in Blazing Saddles, but that's just me.
Oh, did you guys hear that they're making a sequel to Willy Wonka?
I don't like that movie. I don't like any version of it. I think
Really?
they suck. I hate them.
So I liked the Gene Wilder one, but it creeped me out when they're going through the tunnel. Like the whole tunnel scene just creeped the heck
The
out.
entire thing, like, it didn't make any sense to me. Like, I didn't like the aesthetic. I was creeped out by it. It didn't make any sense. And then, like, he's just like a dick to Charlie the whole time. And then he's like, "Yo, you want a chocolate factory? Here you go."
Yeah.
Rockets off. I was like, this movie makes no sense. And the Johnny Depp one is just like nightmare fuel.
I've never watched the Johnny Depp one. I don't mind the Gene
Sorry, so called Blazing Saddles.
I was just going to say, I don't mind the Gene Wilder one. The only part I don't like is, I don't think he's mean to him the whole time, but the flip when he calls out Charlie for touching and getting his germs on the whatever, when he and they eat the gum and him and Grandpa went up the
Yeah.
exhaust vent.
And they have to burp in order
to come back down.
Yeah.
But then, and he just,
I'd be screwed
I was
'cause I
scared
can't
of
burp.
him when he did the 180 and he's like, you don't deserve a chocolate factory. You're dishonest. And then he like gives him the thing that because he was going to steal an everlasting gobstopper, right?
I can't remember.
I think he was going to, and he gives it back. No, he just gave it to him. Willy Wonka gave him the everlasting gobstopper, and somebody said you can save that and sell it because it's a secret formula. So as they go to leave, he like gives it back, saying he's not going to basically sell it and be honest about it. I just didn't like the flip. I think they could have just done that better because he was all scary. When
It was
he
a
was
fizzy lifting drink.
Yeah.
That's why they had to burp.
angry. Yep.
Anyway, it's basically...
Yeah, it's like I understand why people like it. I just don't like it.
well, the prequel...
The Oompa Loompas get
This-
you, don't they?
There's
Oompa
I don't like any of the things.
Oompa-dee.
And so here's the thing too. It's been parodied like a million times.
I know.
And I just don't care.
I know.
In particular, the Oompa Loompas and people getting like just killed by candy. Like those two things are just like it's. I understand it was a cultural touchstone, but it's just not one that I identify with. There you go. Something that's common that I don't get. People like.
There's a big chat there, Chris. Oh, dang. All right. I got the email about the formation of the Latin Operation Forces. Sorry to talk about this at the end. Hey, everybody. We got listener mail. Ding, ding, ding. All right. So Yoshi and Gabe met through Facebook. And, Gabriel started as a follower on the page. And then through him following the page, they became friends. They had a friendship. They bonded into a friendship through gaming. And they dominated together in a lot of games. Yes. And then they went to the Puerto Rico version of Star Wars Celebration. Then the rest of the
Cool.
boys met online and became really good friends. And we transformed our page into what it is now. because Yoshi was all alone doing everything. So now we all pitch in and create content together. So much fun. So
That's awesome.
have you guys had a chance to meet Chimera though in person? Have you met anybody else on the page, or is you? So you and Yoshi have definitely met.
Then there's Chimera, Frankie.
Chimera,
and-
Frankie. I know there's somebody else I'm forgetting.
We're sorry.
Bob.
No, not Bob. Not Bob.
Nobody likes Bob.
Not Bob. That was awesome. Oh, I'm so glad. Well, and so sometimes Gabe and I will talk in the general Latin Operation Forces Discord server.
Rude.
And sometimes Gabe and I send each other a message. So
Smart.
that's when I was like, just so that nobody can
PM
see
each
it.
other.
Yeah.
Yep. So we're bros. So I sent Gabe, to Aries mi amigo. He's my friend. And then he was like, awesome. And but I thought about it and it was like, his interaction with Rise of the Podcast is the only way that this started because of his interaction. So it's very similar. Gabe, you just have a really good way of making friends with people on the internet, I guess.
Apparently.
Really, really good. But I've thoroughly enjoyed it over the past, and it hasn't even been a year yet.
No.
It
May-
has
May
not
4th.
been a year.
8 months only.
Yeah.
Insane.
Isn't that insane?
Insane.
So,
Where does the time go? Mm-hmm. This is podcast 91, by the way, for
Good
anybody
Lord.
who's
What are we going to
curious.
do for 100?
I have an idea, but I don't know if I'm going to do it or not.
Oh, jeez. I'll be back at work.
we'll buy some GameStop stock.
Or will I be back at work?
I think it's a little bit too late to get on that train.
I know.
Oh, well.
What have other people done for their 100th anniversary?
I don't know. We'll do a giveaway of some sort.
What's the longest people have been married? What's the longest wedding anniversary? I want to know, because there's like the gift of wood and the gift of paper. I just want to know what.
I feel like paper's like a derivative of wood.
I mean, technically.
longest anniversary. You can't be yawning.
Okay.
10-carat diamond, apparently, is the 100th wedding anniversary gift.
No one's made it to 100 years. I guarantee it.
85th is a sapphire, 90th is emerald, 95th is ruby.
85th wedding anniversary should be a life alert. That is what you should be getting your significant other.
What's the youngest age you can get married? Like 14, 15?
14, 15.
With a
So
parent's
85, you'd have to like both make it to 100.
Yeah.
Unless you consider, people don't consider their wedding anniversary, like, we would have been married for 100. People don't count it after one of them dies,
No.
do they?
Well, yeah, what are you going to do? Lob an emerald into the tombstone? Happy anniversary, baby.
If you and I made it to 100 years, we'd be 100 and I'd be 127.
If we made it to our 85th wedding anniversary, does that make you sad?
According to Quora.com,
If
if
they
you
made it
believe
to
in
100.
Quora, the longest marriage on record is 80 years.
So believable.
They had to have
believe
gotten married young and then lived
Totally
until their
plausible. Get married
90s.
at 20 and
20,
live to be
yeah,
100.
1920.
Totally easy.
Guarantee you the guy died first.
Maybe they both died at the same time.
It could be like in the
They were both
Notebook.
bungee jumping and the cord broke.
Okay, if somebody in their 90s bungee jumped, every bone in their body would just go, and that would be it.
That is rude, Kara.
I'm pretty
They
sure
are
I
human
saw.
beings.
I'm
It
pretty
is
sure I
true.
saw a picture of Bernie bungee jumping.
No, I did see a picture of Bernie on our couch.
Oh, is he coming back? Bernie, where's my where's Bernie?
He's back.
Feel the burn.
Guess who's back?
I just absolutely love how good you made that look, Chris.
That makes me happy. Oh my gosh, look at him.
It looks so good.
Look at him right here. Right here, my man.
That's so awesome.
He's so respectful wearing his mask in here, too. even
I
though
know,
we're
because
not.
he's a guest. He's a guest here.
Maypac and I were co-workers, and Chimera and Frankie have met via Discord video calls.
Okay.
Yeah, Gabe says I've been here since May 4th, 2020. That was our 1-year anniversary.
Sure was.
Dang.
And
Our
enjoying it ever
first
since.
live podcast.
That's right. You were
Our
there.
longest podcast.
Yeah, that one went 2 hours.
Crazy. Well, that's because mi gato is in a casa. Mi casa. We had
The
Simba in the
Laura.
shot. We had Simba the cat in the shot.
Okay.
Mi gato Simba.
Unfortunately.
It's in the shot.
Floyd was better in every way.
Floyd was dead by then, actually.
Was he?
Yeah, he died in March of last year.
Dang.
Yep.
Fat Foldy was the best. 20-pound tuxedo cat.
But Toby's carrying the torch for him.
He is.
And the burritos. Carrying the torch and burritos. Well, make any last comments you have, everybody. I'm trying to see if there's any other stories I have for the week. But the big one was just learning Spanish. Right now it's a lot of absorption for me. Chris, are you gonna hop on the Spanish train?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
So I'm frustrated because it's hard for me to like come up with words on my own to make sentences, you know? So it's like I can read, I cannot believe how much I can understand. And so when you get 5 crowns, it's 10 crowns. So 10 crowns gets you your first set of 4 stories unlocked. They're my favorite part. So it'll tell you a story, you know, and then you're like, I can totally understand it. And it blows my mind. I never thought I'd be able to understand it. What?
Bernie.
Oh, I forgot he was still there.
The straw to your shake is up his butt.
Oops.
Gabe, this is probably so funny.
100th episode all in Spanish? That's pretty ambitious. That's only 9 weeks from now.
Okay, we're going to script it, and Gabe, you're going to have to translate it for us.
So I want you to understand. This would be hilarious to me. These are the type of sentences that this app gives me to understand. So, Hector está en casa con su esposa Maria. Okay, buenos dias, Maria. And then, I have to reveal what she says. Buenos dias, mi amor. Oh, hello, my love. That's what she says there. And then, what does mi amor mean? That's my love. And then she says, "Donde está mi libro de inglés? Where's my English book?" See, it's awesome. Like, and it's not translating it. That's me translating.
If you hadn't shown that, I was gonna be like, he doesn't want you to know that it's translating.
No, it's not translating. It's not translating. That's me. And then he says, "Perdón," which technically means excuse me. And then, that
was the most American way of saying perdón.
Yeah, it's not like you said perdón.
And then she says, "Tengo un examen de inglés en la universidad."
She has an English test at the university.
Yeah, dang, Chris, you translated that faster than me. And then
I took Spanish. I know words.
She says, "Necesito mi libro," was I need my book.
Yep.
That's so cool. I love it. Maria, tu libro está aquí en la mesa.
Your book is here in the.
Your book is here in the table, on the table.
Table.
Yep, mesa's table.
Yeah, because it looks like a mesa.
Yep. Perdón, mi amor, estoy cansada. So, excuse me, my love, estoy cansada. She's tired.
Tired.
Yeah, she's tired. So she forgot where the book was. And then, that's cansada. I should know. Cara es muy cansada. Muy cansada.
She's an naranjado.
And then...
naranjada.
A what?
Angry.
Oh.
¿Quieres café? So that's coffee. Do you want a coffee? And then, sí, por favor. She says, yes, please. And then, I can't do that because it's saying, then they talk only and you have to pick the sentence. You have to type out the sentence. Con leche. So does she want it with or without milk? Oh, con o sin leche. Yeah. So do you want it with or without milk? And she wants it sin leche, which is without milk.
Give me all the milk and sugar.
And then aquí está. So here it is, right? Mm-hmm. And then Maria pon azúcar en el café. She put sugar in her coffee. And she drinks the coffee. So that's like
Juliet. No, that's average reading in Espanol.
What do you mean?
That wasn't good reading in Espanol.
Oh, thank you, Juliet. She said I do a good job.
She said that was some good reading, and I said that's solidly average. It was very, very American accented.
I'm American.
You put the accent on, Jeremy.
I'm just gonna say how much I love Spanish. I have thoroughly enjoyed this week. I'm serious. My 35 crowns prove it. I love it.
So I'm going to get 500 crowns in a week.
You are not going to get 500 crowns in a week. That would take you a long time.
Chris is just going to take the week off, and all he's going to do is Spanish.
So, Julia, I can send her letters in Spanish too, or like messages in Spanish.
It'll be one sentence, but yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
You could say, Lo siento, Cara.
Lo siento, mi amor.
Oh, she said my love. How sweet is that? But no, I love how like ridiculous and like low level they have to teach you things at. But it's amazing how when you do learn words, because I think I've learned 350 words in Spanish, what you can piece together with that. But for me,
Sentence structure, it throws me off.
well, like Gabe, you can like that's why I can write stuff to you guys on the page. I've been writing stuff to him in Spanish today. It's easier. Can you take your time?
Yeah.
But if I'm nowhere near the ability to generate a sentence and be able to speak it. Nowhere near that. That's why Kara laughs, because all I say is "Donde está biblioteca?" That's like all I say.
That's like the first thing everybody learns.
I know. And who goes to the library anymore? They don't even
That's
exist.
because you
They're
need to
all
get your
kicked
English to
out.
Spanish dictionary. Inglés a
you know.
español. I don't know how to say diccionario.
But but definitely the most valuable thing I've learned so far is that I take my mi café sin leche and sin azúcar. So
I do
Con
con leche
carne.
and con
yeah,
azúcar.
because you want meat in your coffee.
That's how you take your coffee.
I like my coffee.
Negro a carne.
Yeah.
Black and meat.
So it's been fun.
Negro a carne.
I thought, Juliet, thank you for letting me know that I could read my Spanish story. But
Donde está el bebé chip?
yeah, well, he'd be el hijo. El hijo.
Your son. Yeah.
100th
Maybe it's
episode, we get a
drink.
P.O. box.
You're not gonna
Man, P.O. boxes are expensive.
Are they? Should I go get Chip?
You should get a P.O. box.
You want big angry?
He's gonna be muy angry. Muy angry.
An Naranjado.
This could be bad, guys.
An Naranjado is angry, right? Just double check me on that. I believe because it's similar
I think you're right.
to the color red.
I think you're right. I'm pretty sure you're right. I looked it up on the way here and I don't remember, but that sounds
Gabe
right.
says your accent is pretty fancy.
Who?
Yours.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm trying, okay. Oh, I think I hear him. I think Big Angry is going to be coming.
Grande Naranjado.
Oh, he's not Big Angry.
When I shut the door, he twitched.
Oh, hello, Bean.
Pequeño
Oh, he is
Tranquilo.
out cold. Cover him up. He's a chilly baby.
The opposite of Grande Naranjado is
You can,
Pequeño Tranquilo.
You can give him his angle. There, Chris.
Orange. Dang it, it's orange.
You can give him his Chris, give me the angle here.
CC Jeremy. Donde está tu hijo Chip?
Yeah,
Está
aquí.
aquí.
That's what I was gonna say. But here, give him his angle,
Naranjado's
Chris.
orange. Dang it. What's angry?
Give him his close up.
Not a focus. Enojado. Yeah, so it's like an Naranjado. Enojado.
I'm blocking him from the light.
No, look at my.
Sorry, everybody.
So when he's big angry, Jeremy,
Yeah.
grande enojado.
And no hard. Why is angry a hard word? Why is the fact that it's hard makes me angry?
That's why it's. Yeah, that's why it's what it is. Enojado?
I think he's got a loaded
Grande
diaper.
enojado. Or pequeño tranquilo.
Well, change.
Oh, what's
Well,
diaper in Spanish?
what's dirty diaper in Spanish?
Hold on, give me a second.
They're gonna type it out probably.
Are you actually blocking light from
I know, totally.
Oh, really?
Malodoroso pantalones.
Yeah.
Stinky pants. Muy enojado.
I love you brought him in and now you're just like, nope, nobody can see it now.
Well, he's so bright. I feel so
Pañal?
bad for. Oh, he's scrunching his eyes.
Pañal, I believe is a reply for diaper.
This is mi hijo.
oh, he's opening his eyes.
Mi hijo Chip. Yeah.
He's
Los ojos azules. Oh, he's got blue eyes.
Nice.
Yeah, I know that.
I mean, right now he does. We'll see what it is in a few weeks.
Grande pies.
Yeah.
Grande pies.
Dude,
Big feet.
oh my gosh, I love his freaking head. Look at his shaved side. That's so awesome.
He's got a cooler haircut than me for sure. You can see it from that angle.
Can you? So,
Oh, Bernie, come on.
you guys see it's so shiny on that side? All right, Chris, you can take us out.
Can I take us out? Oh, right. Where is the outro button?
Uh-oh. Hello, sweet boy.
He's awake, everyone.
Oh, the demon has awoken.
Cover him up. He's cold.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching. Go ahead and put a like on this video if you had a good time and want to support the channel and see more content like this in the future. Comment down below in Espanol, and we'll try and have a conversation with you.
I would love that. Comment something, and I'll translate it.
Subscribe if you're not already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time we go live or upload a new video. You don't want to miss out hanging out with us live. Thank you so much for watching, and of course...
May the force be with you.